Did you know that Calvin Coolidge, the 30th President of the United States, was nicknamed Silent Cal because of his quiet and reserved demeanor? This moniker reflects a unique quality about Coolidge, setting him apart from the typical boisterous persona we often associate with politicians. Yet don't let the quiet fool you. His silence wasn't a sign of weakness or indecisiveness, rather it was a testament to his thoughtful and deliberate style of leadership. Calvin Coolidge, despite his quiet demeanor, had a presidency that spoke volumes. Born on July 4, 1872 in Plymouth Notch, Vermont, Calvin Coolidge was destined for a life in public service. His father, a small-town storekeeper, instilled in him the values of hard work and integrity. These qualities guided Coolidge throughout his life and political career. After graduating from Amherst College in 1895, Coolidge began his journey in the world of politics as a city solicitor in Northampton, Massachusetts. His steady rise through the ranks, from city councilman to state senator, then lieutenant governor, and finally governor of Massachusetts, was marked by his commitment to fiscal conservatism and quiet, effective leadership. A defining moment in Coolidge's career came in 1919, during the Boston police strike. His firm stance against the striking police officers, encapsulated in his famous statement, "There is no right to strike against the public safety by anybody, anywhere, anytime," catapulted him into national fame. From a small-town lawyer to the governor of Massachusetts, Coolidge's political journey was just beginning. Upon assuming the presidency in 1923, Coolidge faced a nation in need of steady leadership. Indeed, the man known as Silent Cal rose to the occasion, steering the country with a quiet but resolute hand. One of the hallmarks of Coolidge's presidency was his commitment to the cause of Native Americans. In 1924, he signed the Indian Citizenship Act, a landmark piece of legislation that granted full U.S. citizenship to America's indigenous peoples. This act was a major step forward in recognizing the rights and contributions of Native Americans, reflecting Coolidge's belief in equal opportunity for all. Coolidge's presidency also saw the passage of the Immigration Act of 1924. This law, while controversial, aimed to control the flow of immigrants into the country, reflecting the era's widespread anxieties about national identity and economic stability. Despite its controversial nature, it showcases Coolidge's ability to make tough decisions in the face of complex societal issues. Perhaps one of the most surprising aspects of Coolidge's presidency was his decision not to run for re-election in 1928. Despite his popularity and the likelihood that he would have won, Coolidge chose to step aside, stating that 10 years in Washington is more than enough. This decision, rather than being seen as a sign of weakness, was viewed as a testament to his humility and his belief in the importance of new leadership. While President Coolidge also made a significant stride in gender equality, he appointed the first female U.S. Marshal, demonstrating his commitment to breaking down barriers and championing the cause of women's rights. In the backdrop of his presidency, Coolidge's steady leadership during the Boston police strike in 1919 still resonated with many, gaining him popularity. His handling of the crisis, marked by his famous statement, "There is no right to strike against the public safety by anybody, anywhere, anytime," showcased his commitment to law and order. Coolidge's presidency may have been quiet, but it was certainly impactful. His tenure, marked by steady leadership, challenging decisions, and progressive strides, is a testament to the man behind the nickname Silent Cal. While not as flamboyant as some of his contemporaries, Coolidge left a significant mark on American history. His appointment of the first female U.S. Marshal, Ada Mills, broke barriers, demonstrating his progressive stance on gender equality. This was a groundbreaking move, and it set a precedent for future presidents to follow. His policies too, particularly the Immigration Act and the Native Americans Act, had profound impacts on the nation. They shaped America's demographics and socio-cultural dynamics in ways that are still evident today. And of course, we can't forget about his pet raccoon, Rebecca. An unusual yet endearing part of his personal life, Rebecca added a touch of charm to the Coolidge White House. She became somewhat of a national sensation, reflecting Coolidge's unique personal style and his ability to connect with the American public on a deeper level. Though he was known as Silent Cal, the legacy of Calvin Coolidge continues to echo throughout American history. In just 5 minutes, we've journeyed through the life of one of America's most understated presidents, from the humble beginnings of Calvin Coolidge to his ascension to the presidency and the impressive decisions he made during his tenure. We've marveled at how he handled the Boston police strike, how he championed the Native Americans Act and the Immigration Act, and his decision to not seek re-election. His legacy further shone through his appointment of the first female U.S. Marshal. Silent Cal may have been a man of few words, but his actions continue to speak for him, years after his term.